Okay, so if you're watching this, you're trying to figure out, how do I hire a probate attorney, which means, unfortunately, the family member, a loved one, didn't do the proper estate planning, didn't do a trust, and so now you've got to go through probate, and you're looking to how to find a probate attorney. So I'm talking about three things you should look for or ask any prospective probate attorney. I personally handle thousands of probates. So I know what people are looking for, and often I tell people, hey, you should be asking me this, right? You should be looking at these things. Those things aren't as important as this is, because a lot of times people don't know. You don't have a probate attorney on speed dial. You might ask for a recommendation, but not everyone goes through probate. So you're probably going to the internet and you're just going down a list. So what should you ask them? The first thing, is who else has worked with them, right? Look at the reviews, right? What are people saying about them? That goes a really long way. If they don't have any reviews, that says something. They might have one or two bad reviews. That's okay, but look and see over all of the reviews that they have, what are people saying, and are they meaningful reviews, right? How was their experience with the firm? How was the response time good? Did they get their calls returned? Like, what was going on throughout all of that? So check out the reviews, see what's going on. Number two, do ask them how much, how many probates they've handled, right? And look and make sure that this is an area that they really work in, that they really specialize in, okay? Probate is a very unique area of law. And so if you go to their website, hopefully they have a website. That could be a red flag if they don't. But if you go to their website and you see that they practice bankruptcy and personal injury and family law and criminal defense and all these other areas, you kind of have to ask yourself, listen, do I want somebody who just dabbles in probate, or do I want somebody who really knows the area very well? And just like you wouldn't go to your pediatrician if you need heart surgery, you're not going to go to a bankruptcy attorney probably to handle your probate. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying that they can't do it, but just as a practical matter, if you're practicing a bunch of different areas, it calls into question, hey, are you really an expert in this, or do you just dabble in it when one comes in? So take a look at that. Make sure they really do it. Ask them how many probates they've personally handled, that their firm has handled. And then three, this is one of the things that you will ask, that I don't have to tell you to ask, but you want to find out how much it's going to cost, right? And you want to be very clear. It needs to be upfront. When they tell you a price, you need to say, does that include the filing fee, the publication fee? Does that include all the times that you might have to go to court? What happens if the case becomes litigated and people are fighting? What is not included, right? Is it an hourly fee? Is it a flat fee? Is it a percentage? And make sure that you're very clear about it. And this is good not just for you, it's good for the attorney, because you don't want to get into a situation where the case turns much more complex than either of you thought, and now the attorney's coming back to you. He or she's asking for more money. You might have thought it was a full agreement. There was nothing else that was going to be owed. So just have that in writing. It will make your all's experience much better. So three things: look for reviews, make sure that you're working with an expert in the field, and then make sure that both of you, yourself and the attorney, are very clear about what's included and what's not included in the cost of the service.